Heart of Hearts presents Where's My Fucking Million? The A'ime Cristie podcast show.
Hi everyone. Thank you very much for being today in my show. I much appreciate your presence here as this is my first show, and thank you for your support. And I'm saying this is my first show in this podcast series in which I bring my knowledge, which I accumulated through the years. That knowledge which brought me to the realization that I am the million that I'm searching for. I wish for this show to act as a stepping stone through your life journey. In saying that, I would love to mention that it's fully packed with tremendous wisdom, which I applied in working with tens of thousands of people across the globe. This show has the power of transforming your life in half an hour and make you love yourself for who you are, not for what you have to be. Thank you very much for being part of my world, and I thank you and I love you for being in my life. I realize that my million lies in how much I can love myself, how much I can feel one with the people that I embrace and I'm surrounded by, and in how much I can bring solutions which are valuable to my life, as is the only way I can lead by example others to find themselves for the million that they are searching for. I have here two guests, which I would love to introduce to yourself.
Thank you for inviting me here, Cristie.
Thank you, Mike, once again for being here. You mentioned to me just before entering the show that you failed miserably on many occasions in your wish to become a millionaire. Would you be able to give us some more information about it?
I realized that the reason I fail is the lack of support.
Okay, so when you say support, it's a very vague word. It's like it can mean anything. So once we actually choose to be more specific on what type of support do we need, we usually get the answers. And if we really look at it, we realize that the support which we believe or we perceive we're missing, it was always there, but was presented in another form. We're not fully conscious of the full interpretation and meaning of this word. Support means also to stop somebody from entering your space. Support means also denying and declining somebody when want to borrow money from you. Support also means confronting somebody which you're hiring in your business to make their work properly, to finish their work in time, and also have the results which you paid for. Support also means in being affectionate. Support also means in struggling over and over again over a task and not giving up. And that means your perseverance is supporting you. So would we be able to refine what means for you support?
When I think about support, I'm thinking about primarily my mother because I seek support from her every time I want to engage in something, in a vision I had. So this is the primary cause for my lack of success, I think.
Okay, so pretty much you didn't feel supported by your mother, and you perceive that as the lack of support, it was the one thing which stopped you from being the billionaire which you are today, yes?
And I saw in all these years that the woman in my life, every woman in my life was betrayed me in some form of shape.
If your mother would supported you, what do you perceive that you would have?
That would meant everything for me, yeah.
If it would meant everything for you, you think that if your mother's support would have been there, you would have your million by now?
My millions, yeah.
Your millions, okay, so even worse. Okay, so when your mother didn't supported you, did you feel that you were abandoned?
Abandoned, it's a harsh word, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. At every single moment in your life, you have support and challenge. So your mother supported you. Do you think that affection, did you ever try to define the form of affection?
That I needed from my mother?
Yes.
A presence.
Okay, so what form of presence do you need from your mother?
Physical presence and one sentence.
Okay, one sentence. What would be the sentence which you, if you would receive, you would be a happy man today?
I trust you even if you fail.
So she's besides you even if you are a failure, yes?
Yeah, I think so.
Through our lives, we have many people taking care of us, including ourselves. So it's not one person which didn't care for you without being some other people replacing that person, because the universe compensates. If your mother didn't give you affection, it's no such a mother which doesn't give you affection.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
You had an expectancy of being spoiled, probably according to somebody else's. You compare yourself, probably you have a friend in school or somebody else, and you compare yourself to how your mother should have been in according to some idea, not real. So probably your boyfriend or girlfriend in school had ideal parents, and you compare your parents with those parents. That's why your parents failed, because they not were good enough for you. But your parents gave you affection. But the form of affection, you're not seeing it. So what's the form of affection which you're missing? You just said it before. If she loves me even if I fail. So that means even when you fail, you disregard yourself, you nullified yourself, you felt you're stupid, you are the worst. She would still pick you up and hug you and say, you are my boy. Would that be correct?
Or something like that. Okay, pick her up together and start all over.
Start all over.
You can do it.
So what was the way your mother gave you support in such a way where you picked yourself up again and again, so after each and every single failure you went back into the world?
By confronting me.
Okay, by confronting you. So every single time you confronted, you were quite upset, correct?
Yeah, quite upset.
So after you were upset, did you find a better strategy to show her that you valid, you worth it, you were smart?
Yeah, you're right here. Yeah.
Good. So every single time she put you down, you find another strategy to show her that you're brilliant, you're an ingenious man, and you're gonna make it. Yes?
Yes, that was my incentive.
Okay. So how much is that value to you today to realize that you are brilliant in what you do? How many strategies and how many structures did you build because your mother put you down?
Too much, I say.
Too much, you said, yes? If you would stop despising your mother, do you think that you would be conscious of the value which she added to your life?
What I'm thinking now is that in that situation it is going to bring more value in my life.
So the character that you built today, knowing you and talking to you, you developed a character which is very strong on marketing, on sales, on researching all the people which are in the market in these fields of entrepreneurial business. So would you say a part of this research that you do came from proving your mother wrong and that you have a value and that you have creditworthiness?
100%.
Okay, so that means that your mother, by putting down, greatly assisted your life.
That was the only thing that made me move forward.
So if your mother would acknowledge you, would you actually push past your limitation? Would you actually go to study and structure a more ingenious program, a more ingenious marketing strategy than some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world?
If I'm looking back, no, definitely not.
Okay, in that sense, your mother greatly assisted you by putting you down, but not supporting you in you bridging over boundaries and limitations. Correct?
Correct, yeah.
Good. So how much is that worth?
$1 million.
$1 million? Great. Let's have a look in which way your mother supported you in you having the means to stay home for long hours, to do research, to do as you please. As I know, you travel quite a bit, and you're engaging with wealthy people. You have lots of people embracing you, spoiling you, investing in you. So how your mother actually supported you in all of this?
It was a great support because I felt free. I had the right to choose from whom I'm gonna learn the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Okay, so would you travel so far if your mother would support you 24 hours a day? So you would still be behind your mother's skirt, as they say?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fact that your mother didn't support you, it made you travel distances, search people with whom you can have meaningful conversations.
Yes.
How much is that worth for you?
If you put it that way.
Yes. In our life, we perceive that if my mother would have stayed with me, I would be better off and I would have support. But if my mother stays with me and hugs me and they say, doesn't matter what, son, you are great and you are brilliant and all that, you are pampered. Would you have done any of your journeys if you would have done that? I know I'm asking repeatedly the same questions in different angles, but they bring you to a different level of awareness. I would not travel so far. I would not know people. I would not be so desperate to find people with whom I can have meaningful conversations, yes?
Yeah.
Good. So if you look at such, knowing just the strategies and the relations, as we know, much of our wealth and money lies in the relations and the people that we know. Because the quality of, as Dr. Johnny Martini would say, the quality of our lives depends on the quality of the questions which we ask. And to ask quality questions, you need quality people. How many quality people do you know today? People which can provide in your values great communications, and they can substantiate your vision, they can substantiate your business. How many of those people you know?
Right now came my mind a number, 23. So.
Okay, that's okay. So 23, that's the magic number. So we have 23 people that are well connected, which are your friends, which are capable to substantiate you with relations, with advice, with wise advice, your business and your vision, correct?
Correct.
Good. How much is the value, dollar, as we're talking millions, and we in the beginning we perceived the millions as finances. How much is that value for you in dollars if you would put a dollar value to that?
More valuable than 1 million because with that kind of people, you can reach the sky.
So what stopped you so far from reaching your sky?
Just me.
Just you, okay?
Yeah.
So why did you find it better to hold on the end of a loser, as you hold yourself before you came in this show, instead of the one of a winner?
Because I was afraid.
How many hugs did you get, by the way? When usually we very smart and we are full of ourselves and the world goes great for us. How many people doesn't want to see, excuse my expression, a smart ass walking in a room who's got it all, figured it out, who is imposing, arrogant and full of themselves? None, I believe.
None.
Okay, so when we lose and we're not feeling so smart and not so wise and we feel stupid and we weather down by so many mistakes that play out in our mind, lots of people put their arms around us and they say, can I give you a hug? Do you need a job? Can I assist you? Some people even go even further. Can I rescue you? They're just offering to rescue you and they feel great, they can do something for you. So how many hugs did you receive by being a failure? How much support from your family, from your friends you received? How much intensity and presence they hold you under to make you feel wanted and loved?
Like a cocoon. They were like a cocoon for me.
Okay. So all these people which supported you in a cocoon across these years, would you say they equaled and balanced out the misperception of your mind that your mother was not supportive for you? So I repeat again. I perceive in my childhood that my mother doesn't support me, yes, so I lack affection. Then I started a journey on dominating and showing and proving to my mother that I'm good enough and I can do my life without her support and affection. By doing that, I received lots of affection from many people, which paved the road to what I am today, yes?
Yes.
Now, if we balance out in our mind the lack of affection of your mother to the presence of the so many people which you encountered through these years, does it balance out that lack of affection and suffering in your mind?
No, it's not a balance. I receive more. I receive more from those that were there for me. And in the same time, I receive from my mother, because those people are like a gift from my mother, you know?
Say it again, excuse me, say it again.
Those people are a gift from my mother from one point of view. She was not capable to give me such an embrace.
You minimalizing her embraces, which were there, by the way, and I'm going to show you how. You went on searching for embraces, and you received one many embraces that substantiated you in becoming the man which you are today. What would be the drawback to your mother if she would hug you all the time? You would not have this journey. So if you would not have this journey, you would not have those 23 quality people that mostly can substantiate your vision and your mission and your calling.
That would have been just my mother's shirt.
The point is, what was the most painful thing that you realized just now, just a few minutes ago?
That
the ones who listen to us, they don't see your face, but I've seen it. So you were actually had a tear in your eye. So what was that painful moment that you realized just before?
That one of my mother's gifts were those people. My adventure and those people and much more.
Okay, so in the sense, your mother's gift is 23 people that are highly valuable, highly connected, supporting your vision, embracing your entrepreneurial spirit, and also the wise actions that you receive from them, correct?
Yeah,
the
that's
wise
correct.
Ideas and actions substantiated with strategies and actions that you receive from them. If I would ask you now, how much is that worth in dollar value?
$23 million.
$23 million, because every single one of us, it's a billionaire, as I say it, but every single one of us who was searching for the million. What did you realize after this conversation? Where is your million?
I feel that my million is in my heart, and I am rich.
Say it again.
I am rich.
Really?
Yeah.
You are rich. And what can you say to your mother?
Thank you, I love her. I do.
And what do you want to change about that?
Nothing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your journey.
Thank you. You just finished up with Mike, seeing that he actually was the million that he was searching for. And now we're on to Tony. So please tell me, what's your problem? Where's your million?
Oh, buckets of problems.
Okay, so let's see how we can change those buckets of problem in your bucket list.
All right. So yeah, I keep asking myself, where is my fucking million? Where is my fucking girlfriend? Where is my fucking 23 good friends? And I don't have.
You don't have them?
No, I don't have them.
Okay. So what made you to be so bitter about life and seeing so much loss instead of some gain as well?
Many disappointment from people, I think.
Disappointment from people?
Yeah,
yes?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of disappointment. So people let you down.
Mm-hmm.
So just as Mike said, he was let down by his mother, so he was more specific. May I ask you if you can pinpoint the person who let you down?
It's not just about one person. My parents were very supporting me in every step.
Okay, so you were over-supported by your parents.
Yeah.
And usually they're saying that if a parents over-support the children, they will have entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
If they under-support them, you will have entrepreneurs. Which meaning, if somebody is there behind you, backing you up 24/7, you will not feel the need to reach out to research, to study, to overcome limitations. So I would say from the discussion, you would be Mike's opposite. Like he perceived he was under-supported and you felt you were over-supported.
Exactly.
Would that be correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say that, how are people actually undermining you?
Turn their back in a very unspecific moment, like a surprise. It was a surprise for me because I trust them.
So they turned their back on you, yes?
Yeah.
And when they turned their back on you,
Mm-hmm.
what actually happened?
I start slowly to lose faith.
Okay, so they turned their back on you.
Yeah.
I would love to mention, even if we are in the middle of this interview, that my life has been touched 12 years ago by a man, Dr. John DiMartini, who helped me to actually realize the balance that my life has. And to realize that whatever I observe in other people, it's in me as well. So the questions in this interview are based on the work on the forms of Dr. Johnny Martini, which were called retrogenesis form. I mean, going back to origin. And I find that the more I went and looked inside of me for questions instead of always searching on the outside, I find myself. And finding myself was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I no longer perceived forms. I mean, I had less and less charges about how people have to be instead of who they are. And saying that people never let you down, but they're leaving you down if you expect them to live outside their values and in your values.
Exactly.
Because we all have values. And if two of us would be the same, one of us would not be necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yet in the end, we are a big family. And the family that we have and that we embrace, first of all, it's ourselves. Because if we are not in order with ourselves, and we are sort of like scattered in bits and pieces, trying to imitate others, we're gonna get lost. And as Emerson would say, envy is ignorance and imitation is suicide. So if people are letting you down, that means they sort of like betraying you, and they're not there for you, they're not loyal to you.
Exactly.
So instead of going on a wild goose chase and saying, okay, so, or feeling sorry for you, Tony, I would ask, so where did you let people down, and where you're not there for them, and where you're not loyal to anyone but yourself? Because I'm pretty sure that we can find at least 20 up to 50 moments when you've been just as bad as these guys, which seemingly were so unsupportive towards you. What do you say?
Maybe you're right, because you're not used to look on yourself.
Thank you. So your whole life is changing when you start looking to yourself. So just giving you a taste of what's to come. I mean, we have 7 areas of life. We have spiritual, social, financial, familiar, physical, vocational, physical, mental. And in every single one of these areas, we let people down because they expected us to be there, but we haven't been there. They expected support, engagement from us, and yet many times they got the cold shoulders. So I want to ask you, how did you let your girlfriend down, for example?
I don't know. I have in relationships, I have very huge problems that I'm dealing with the past 20 years ago. From 20 years ago until now, it's still continuing.
Okay.
And my problem is that I'm losing interest after a while, after 1, 2 months, 3 months.
So when you cannot be anymore with your girlfriend, what part do you discover in your girlfriend? What do you discover in your girlfriend which you despise so much?
No, it's not about my girlfriend. It's something about me.
I know, but your girlfriend triggers that out. So obviously you're observing it in your girlfriend, but it's your trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would not have the girlfriend, you would not have the observation. That's why the girlfriend is a reminder what lies inside of you. That's why you want to get rid of the girlfriend, because it stays there, that buried charge is going to burn and obviously going to come to the surface. Would that be okay to say?
Yeah.
So what do you discover with your girlfriend?
I didn't discover. I just maybe try to look up more deeply into our relationship and to understand that, wow, I don't have nothing to talk with her. What I'm doing with her.
Okay, so you have nothing to talk to her.
Yeah,
yes?
She's just so pretty and hot, but it ends over there.
So obviously you have a big void on to have interminable conversation. That means wise conversation.
Maybe.
Yes?
Yeah.
And you want to have a partner for that.
Yeah.
How the best a girlfriend can serve your life?
To be a good friend before everything. To be for me everywhere, when I fail and where I success, you know.
So what qualities would that person have with whom you want to dance for the rest of your life? Because I realized from my personal experience, I cannot dance all my dances with one man. Doesn't matter how hard would I try, but I can have somebody in my heart with whom I can have an amazing communication. And the more empowered and inspired I am, the more the person that comes next to me will be able to supply my needs. Yet I'm going to have other people as well supplying my needs. And one of the tragedies of relationship lies in the fact that we expect one person to substantiate us for all the losses of our lives. So let's say I lost so much like Mike did. He's still in the studio, and he lost and he lost and he lost. And then obviously the girlfriend had to substantiate all the losses. He didn't mention that, but he mentioned previously our interview, and he's going to be open of sharing this with you in the next show. And also that those people which come in business have to substantiate us for all the losses and all the lack of money, and that's why either my wages or either my support in business have to compensate for so many losses, which is foolish because not one person is going to be able to make up for that. So that's why we're missing great opportunities and missing knowing great people. And saying that, unless I'm ready to look at myself and I have my CV brought in order, what can I offer this person which I want to date or which I want to marry? And usually I had a seminar class, and it was astonishing to see that we had 30-year-old people, 40-year-old people, and majority of them all said, I'm pretty, I'm kind, I'm, how can I say, I'm very smart, and pretty much all the conversation would stop at that. So I said, okay, look on the streets. There are a million people walking on the streets, which are all nice, smart, stupid as well, because smart without foolish doesn't exist, or beautiful without ugly. So we are all have beauty and ugliness in different forms. So what's specific about you, it's worthwhile dating. What's specific about you, it's worthwhile knowing. What's specific of you, it's worthwhile hiring. I mean, I'm looking at you, Tony. You want to be hired, you want to be offering your services. What specific of you would want people know, love you to know about you, want to embrace you, want to endorse you, want to invest in you?
Because who I am, very rare, unique person.
You are a rare, unique person,
yeah,
yes?
I think.
Okay, great.
But I think that everyone is thinking it's about, you know.
And what's so unique about you?
I should make a research about myself before I'm answering.
You should make a research.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the going get stuff here in the studio, and we're gonna give Tony, let's say, another 24 hours.
Well.
He doesn't know that yet, but we know it. And now he's finding it out. We want to keep him on the show.
Yeah, I need
for a month at least, because I believe in month. If every single week he has a little input, I think we're going to see a different story with Tony and with the major developments that he made by just listening to his heart, more so than his rational mind, embracing himself for what he is, not for what he has to be. What do you say, Tony?
I'm ready, but it depends on Mike, because I don't want to be alone over here.
It depends on him. So what do you say, Mike? Are you gonna back up Tony in this show?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, these two guys are gonna assist me and assist you, assist themselves first of all, to be the people they wanna be. I said being in becoming, and to gather the wisdom of the ages, which means investing in themselves, knowing the universal laws, knowing the mathematics and physics which underlines our everyday existence, which I cannot wait to talk to you about in the future shows, and to find order and meaningfulness in their lives. So how does it sound?
Sounds great.
So thank you very much for every single one of you who listened to us. Much appreciated. Hopefully we contributed to your lives. To love yourself much more for who you are, not for what you have to be. I would love to say a special thank you to Dr. John DiMartini, who's a student I have been for the last 12 years. I much appreciate his presence in my life as he taught me to become the wise woman which I am today. Thank you, and looking forward to have you on our future shows. And please do pass on the knowledge about our podcast show to other people as well who you think would benefit from wisdom in their lives. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. For any comments or questions, please visit our Facebook page, A'ime Cristie. See you in the next chapter.